Coach, the Dolphins bring in, if not the best special teams unit, certainly in that conversation. What is the key as you go up against them? I mean, aside from the kicker, that's a little different, but in terms of their punt and kick return game.
We got to stop 19, and we got to tackle. He's a difference maker. They got great core players. They went out and got, some really, really good players this year from a core standpoint. They're blocking well for him. We got to get off blocks, but we got to tackle him, and then we got to keep the ball away from him. And we got to do a good job of hitting the sidelines. We can't put balls down the middle in any part of the punt game. And then from a kickoff return standpoint, it's the same thing. We got to make him run to edges. We got to use, that 12th man, and we got to get him on the ground. But they've done a great job return-wise, blocking for him. But he's special. He doesn't fair catch. It doesn't matter if he catches it on the 3, the 5, the 7. They're going to try to return every single ball.
Next one, Zach.
Hey, Coach, can you explain what happened on that opening kickoff against the Raiders? Why did that
happen?
Like
if you're on kickoff return, Zach, the L5, we didn't block him. So we're trying to run a bounce to our left, and we missed the L5. One of our players missed L5, so naturally you can't bounce it over. So we got caught back there. And then the mistake that Spence made is Spence got to take the loss at the 12 rather than try and bring turn around and try like on a punt return to make a play out of it. It's a whole different play. But L5 basically came unblocked, and L5 is the key to the play. And he pinned us down in there. And then the penalty came from, really the second thing is the penalty came from it. It's a back rows double team, and it was not a double team. We ran into that player that somebody up front was supposed to block. I mean, that's flat out honest. The L5 just killed the play. We didn't block him.
Next one, Mike.
Yeah, Coach, you alluded to it a little bit. Jakeem Grant is especially good on punt returns, looks like. Sam, is he the key? Obviously, he's the key, isn't he? He had some, against Renfro, he had some, it looked like low and down the middle against the Raiders.
They're all the key. In the NFL, the big thing is the punter and the gunners are the number one thing. You can't release your interior players until, the ball, quote unquote, is punted. They give you a little bit of gray area there. But, yeah, we can't have low punts down the middle. It's that A squared plus B squared, C squared. Sam knows that. But the big thing we have to do this weekend and last weekend, what we need to do is we're an edge punt team. How to punt the ball out to the edges. Make this easier. Make it just a fade ball, run the short end of the triangle. Hang time plays into that. Gunners play into that. We get singles. We got to win singles out there. But we got to do a good job inside too. We missed a tackle inside. The player that missed it never misses it. We're not going to make that excuse. It's not just the punter and the gunners, but the interior's got to make a tackle also. But to answer your question, how are you going to contain 19? We got to keep 19 over near that 12th man. We can't put him in the middle of the field like we put Renfro last week.
Next one, Andrew Mason.
Yeah, the punt returns that were called back last week that Renfro had, you mentioned Sam kind of where he was directionally punting the ball, but were there other issues that led to some of those breakaways on those punts, even though they did get called back?
Yeah, we missed 2 tackles on the one that got called back that was a touchdown, and then we had one guy lane-wise that needs to be where he should be. But at the end of the day, penalties are penalties, and that's why they're called back.
Next one, Eric.
A couple for you, Coach. First, with Deontay, some of that decision-making, just him being out a few weeks and needing to get used to the game speed again.
I can't hear him.
Eric, your audio's messed up. We'll come back to you.
Sorry, Eric.
Can you hear me now, Coach?
Oh, yeah, we got you. Go ahead, Eric.
I can hear him.
Sorry about that, Coach. First one, Deontay, how much of that is his decision-making just being out a few weeks and having to get back used to the game speed?
0.
Okay. And then second one, Brandon McManus tweeted last week, don't silence the players. Just wondering if you talked to him about that and gotten on the same page there.
No, I found out about the tweets, and there might be questions about tweets when I came in here. Brandon and I have never had a conversation. Our players know that Tom is not really socially active on – I don't even know what Twitter is. I've never seen it on my phone, things like that. So sometimes that could happen. It's happened to me a lot in Indy too, where there's kind of maybe a joke got played on Tom there. But we have never had a conversation about what happens pre-game, post-game, things like that, or any performance pre or post. Brandon and I have not had a conversation about anything he's tweeted in his lifetime or my lifetime. Might be a little joke going on Tom here, which is fine. I like it. That's some good stuff. But no, if Brandon ever has something to say to me, I guarantee you it gets said.
Time for a few more guys.
To Tom.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, Tom, got two for you. Josh Watson had a big play on kickoff coverage. If he's called up again this week, what do you like about the way he's been pursuing?
Physical. Does what he does his job. Breakdowns occur, Ryan, when you got 11 guys and 2 guys don't do their job and eight or 9 guys are doing their job. That's where the breakdowns come in. And Josh is very physical. Josh executes his assignment. Josh is a great tackler. Josh studies a ton. Going into a game, he knows his opponents. And he's really starting to grow into that special teams linebacker. He gets it. He gets that you win games by preparing, okay? And he understands that work and win start with a W for a reason. I'm really proud of where that guy's headed.
The second one, you've had nine games with your long snapper being a rookie. How do you think Jacob's come along this year?
He's getting a lot better. Accuracy's better. Early in the year, it's naturally a converted linebacker / D lineman. You're looking for that athletic player. We did it in Indy with Luke Rhodes, and he's heading down that road right now where his accuracy is very good. He's very good and much better in protection, and then he becomes a coverage factor.
Okay, thanks.
Final one, Brandon.
Coach, kind of back to Eric's question, I guess, but it's more philosophical. How do you encourage a returner when the ball is a yard or two deep and you're going to get it to the 25 to just be okay with that and not go to their instincts and say, hey, I'm about to break this, which of course you want. Then they get tackled at the 19. I don't mean the 5. That's its own silly thing. But 25 is a good place to start. And it just feels like too many times returners like, nope, I'm going. And then they get tackled at the 21 or the 23 even.
Where our line is, Brandon, is our line. We go into a game and we give them a yard line. So we'll say anything beyond the goal line, you don't touch the football. Anything beyond maybe the -2, for example, you have them put their feet on the -2. So if you're coming forward on a ball, you take it out, okay? Anything beyond the -2, you let hit. And that's really what we call a cliff. If you get beyond the cliff, you're not coming out with that football.
Well,
if they come out with that football and it's 3 deep, if that wasn't our cliff, then that's something that they shouldn't have done.
And
we don't bring a lot of balls out from deep that you see in the NFL.
I guess
the balls that were brought out last week were out of the end zone. They're trying to force us to bring them out.
Well, and if you have Devin Hester, right, as your extreme example, do you coach players differently? So I'm not even picking on Spencer, but when you have a Cordero Patterson or someone like that.
To answer your question, Cordero Patterson, there's no limit. So you watch Chicago, they're back 9 deep. They're going to bring it out. Different teams, if I had Devin Hester, you have to go 9 deep and let him bring it out. But no, you don't want to try to bring a ball out from 5 deep because you have to get a 30-yard return to get back to the 25. I agree with you. The other thing is ball hits at the 10-yard line and it's bouncing. You've seen us let some balls go into the end zone and take the touchback. The timing is all screwed up.